In this video, you're going to learn all the tips that you need to know when it comes to going on TikTok Live. So let's get into it. If you're somebody that has over 1,000 followers on TikTok, you have the ability to go on live. And going on TikTok Live is going to be extremely beneficial for you and your audience. One reason is because it allows you to have that immediate interaction with your audience. That live interaction is going to be extremely beneficial when it comes to building your community. And hopefully you know that building a community on TikTok is one of the most important things you can do. Also, when you do go live frequently, that's going to help you with the algorithm. The algorithm tends to help people that are on the app more and help keep people on the app for a longer time. But that being said, going live is something that is still intimidating for a lot of people. However, it doesn't need to be something that you should be completely scared of. You know that it's going to be something that you need to do if you really want to build a bigger audience. So if it's something that you constantly shy away from, you're going to have a much harder time building an audience. So what are these tips for going live? First tip I have is make sure that you have a list of topics written down before you actually go live. When you have a list of topics, it's going to be much easier to keep the flow of the conversation going so there's not very many awkward pauses. When you have long awkward pauses in your live, that may cause some people to swipe away. It's just like with any video that you create. The fewer pauses you have, the better off it's going to seem. Having something that's constantly flowing is only going to help keep people's attention. So when you have a list of topics written down, it's going to be easier for you to look at that list and continue speaking. And this is a good fail-safe to have for when your comment section isn't really active. If you're on live and you don't have a lot of people in there just yet, and you don't have very many people interacting in the comments, having a list there is going to help you engage with your audience just a little bit more. When you have something that you can constantly talk about, your audience may not be engaging in the comments very much, but they're still listening to everything that you're saying. And that's all happening because you have a list that you can go off of right in front of you. Imagine how difficult it could be to not have a list in front of you and then nobody's engaging, you're not getting any questions, nobody's speaking to you in the comments, and then you just have to think of something on the fly constantly about what to talk about. But when you have a niche and you have a list of topics that you can talk about for an extended period of time, the live is going to seem a lot smoother because things are going to have a constant flow to them. And again, when you have that constant flow, people are going to stick around and pay attention for a longer time. They may not be on your entire live, but they're going to stick around for a little bit to still hear exactly what you have to say. But if you're not saying anything, they're not going to stick around. My next tip is going to be you need to encourage a lot of engagement. You need to encourage a lot of likes. You need to encourage a lot of comments. Ask your audience to say what they want to say in the comments. Tell them to leave likes. Doing that type of stuff is going to help boost your live, and when that happens, you're going to get more people in your lives. When you have a lot of people engaging in the comments, when you have a lot of people liking your live, that is going to bring a lot more people to your live because with the algorithm is going to push that live to more FYPs. And that's going to be good because more than likely your live is going to get pushed to people that aren't following you just yet. And when somebody comes across your live and they like what they're saying, they're going to start following you. And all of that can just happen if you encourage a little bit more engagement with your live. And when you encourage more engagement, more people are more likely to actually engage. If you're telling your audience, hey, leave a comment, tell me something that you want to hear. What do you want to know about me? What do you want to know from me? People are going to be curious. People are going to want to engage with you if you're asking of them to do that. And if you ask them to leave a few likes here and there, they're going to do that as well because it's just as simple as them tapping the screen. And if they're hanging around in the live and you ask them to leave a few likes here and there, they're going to do it. This is just like a call to action for your videos. Sometimes your audience needs to hear exactly what you want from them. They may not come to your live expecting to engage with you. They may not come to your live expecting to leave any comments. But if you're asking them to leave comments, if you're asking them to leave likes, they are going to do it. Especially if you're not bringing in a ton of people in your lives at first. Because if you're somebody with a smaller following, you can't expect thousands and thousands of people to be showing up in your lives. And because of that, you can't be expecting your comment section to be going crazy. So the more you encourage that type of engagement with your live, the more engagement you're actually gonna get. And no, it's not gonna seem like begging because if you ask it in the right way, you're gonna be just fine. Don't say things like, please leave a comment, please leave a comment, please leave a few likes. That comes off of begging and that's not gonna read well with your audience. You have to be gentle about it. You have to go about the messaging the right way. So say things like, what do you want to know? What are your TikTok questions? What do you want to know about your niche? Saying stuff like that is encouraging engagement without you begging for anything to actually happen. And when you're doing all that and people are actually engaging with the comments, people are leaving more likes, that's going to bring in even more engagement to your live, and that's going to help the flow of the live go a lot better. You're not having to constantly look at your list of topics that you have in front of you to try and keep the conversation going. And the more engagement you get with your live, the easier it's gonna be. Because when it feels like you're having a conversation with people in your audience, that's when it actually comes off as a conversation and it doesn't feel like you're trying to plan everything that you're trying to say in the moment. So keep that in mind moving forward with your lives. My next tip is to use the green screen effect for your live. When you use the green screen effect, it's gonna give your audience some sort of visual that you want them to have. For example, this is what a lot of my lives look like. I use the green screen effect and I put this image behind me. And at the same time, this image is asking them a question, which is gonna encourage a lot more engagement. So that way I don't have to actually say, hey, please leave a question, please ask me something. The picture that they're seeing is actually doing the call to action for me. And this is very effective, especially if you're a small business or someone that's trying to build your brand. You can make something like this very easily, and it's something that you can use to promote whatever you want to promote. So say you have some sort of website, you can have a picture of your website behind you while you're talking on your live. Say you have a specific product that you want to show off. You can have that product shown behind you while you're on live. Say you have other socials that you want to direct people to. You can have that behind you in your live. And you can use all of this just by simply using the green screen effect for your live. It's very simple to use. It's a simple green screen effect. All you have to do is press the effect, select the image, and it's going to show up behind you. So it's not going to be something that should actually be a problem navigating. Plus, TikTok loves when you use all of their features as often as you can. And using the green screen effect is gonna be a very simple way to grab your audience's attention for their lives. So if you have somebody randomly scrolling along and they see that green screen, it's gonna be something that probably catches their eye. And when you catch their eye, they're more likely to stick around for at least a little bit longer. And that's when you can use whatever you're talking about in your live to actually hook them in. When you hook them in, they're more likely to be converted into a follower. And all of this is done probably before they see any of your videos. One last tip is to make sure that you have people in mind that you can make moderators just in case. The more popular you get with your lives, the more popular you get with your TikTok page, the more trolls and other people you're gonna have coming into your lives. And when you have people spamming the comments with stuff that you don't want to see, with maybe stuff that's inappropriate, maybe stuff that just isn't right for your live, then you need moderators to help you navigate those comments. You need moderators to help block those people. You need moderators to help mute those people. Because when you are getting a lot of engagement on those lives, it's very hard to keep up with all of the comments. And you don't want people that are spamming your comment section, that are leaving in stuff that's inappropriate in your comment section to be associated with you. So when you have moderators there that can navigate those comments for you, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. And it's gonna save you a lot of trouble in the future. So if you have people that you trust on your TikTok page, be sure to keep them in mind for a moderator position. Because trust me, having a moderator is gonna be something that you strongly wanna consider in the future. So quick recap. When it comes to TikTok Lives, the first thing you wanna do is make sure that you have a list of topics that you can talk about. Having this list is gonna help the flow of the conversation going throughout your entire live. Next, you're gonna wanna make sure that you encourage a lot of engagement on your live. Encourage people to leave a lot of comments. Encourage people to leave a lot of likes. Doing stuff like that is gonna allow the conversation of the live to flow a lot better, and it's gonna help push your live to more FYPs. The third tip is to use the green screen effect. The green screen effect is going to allow you to give some sort of visual to your audience, and it's gonna be something that's eye-catching for anybody that's scrolling by. And my last bonus tip was to make sure you have anybody that you trust on your TikTok page, be sure to keep them in mind as a moderator, because it's gonna be something that you may wanna have in the future. So there you have it. Those are your tips for when you wanna go live. Keep these tips in mind, and I promise you, your lives are gonna go and run a lot smoother. And all of that fear and intimidation you may be feeling about your live is just gonna dissipate right away. Now, if this was a video that you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and if you feel like it, leave a comment as well. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any more TikTok tip videos, because that's what I'm gonna be hitting you with nonstop. So, other than that, I have nothing else for you. I'm Steven from Dare to Capture. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.